welcome back to my channel. If you're new, what is up? My name is Nicole. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, we're going to be doing another makeup tutorial. I'm really enjoying these and you guys seem to be enjoying them too. So we're going to come back and do another one. In this video, I'm going to go for something a little bit more on the pinkier side, like pinks, corals, oranges, because I feel like we're starting to transition into spring and this is like the perfect type of colour scheme in my opinion for this new season. As you know, winter is going and it is getting a lot brighter outside, so I feel like pinks and bright coral colours will just be really nice with this type of weather and the upcoming season. So that is what we're going to try in this video. If you guys are excited, then make sure you continue to watch, but before we do that, make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe and click that bell so every time I upload a video you guys will be notified. Follow me on all my social media, which will be linked down below and before this clip. And once you've done that, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so I basically went ahead and primed and prepped my skin. I did my brows, I prepped my eyelids, and I did my priming routine. I did not show you in detail how I do it because all my other videos show you exactly how I do it. But all products and everything that I use in this video will be listed down below. So if you have any questions or any queries about what I'm using and why I'm using it, check the description bar and everything you need to know will be down there. But now that I have prepped my skin already and I have done my brows and primed my eyelids, it is now time to move on to eyeshadow. And for the eyeshadow that I'm using today, again, we are going to dive back into our Jaclyn Hill palette by MORPHE and we're going to be using this palette alone to create the eye look. Now once again, I don't know what these shade names are. It did come with a card but I can't find it, so I don't know what they are called, but I will point them out to you, so don't worry, I will point them out. The first colour we're going to go into is, we're going to go into this orange shade once again. I just feel like this is the best shade to use if you are my skin tone because it is the closest, and I don't know, like I just feel like it's like the best transition shade ever. So I'm going to go ahead and use that colour and I'm going to take this on a MORPHE M441 brush and I'm just going to place this on the outer part of my eye, of my crease, slowly blending it inwards, but I'm mainly focusing the colour on the outer portion of my eye and I'm slowly bringing in the colour to the middle of my eyelid. So as you guys can see, I'm concentrating it here and I'm slowly bringing it into the front part of my eye. So I'm going to go ahead and do this on both my eyes, slowly building up the intensity until it's at a point where I like it. And then once I've done that, we will then proceed to move on to the next colour. Okay, so now that we have applied this terracotta shade to our eyes as the transition shade, I'm going to go in with a clean fluffy brush and I'm just going to blend out the edges just to make sure that there aren't any harsh lines and to make sure that we are properly blended. So go ahead and take any fluffy brush of your choice and just go over the outer parts of your work just to make sure that everything is nice and blended. The next colour that we're going to delve into is drum roll please. We are gonna go into, this shade is really screaming at me. I don't know why, but this is the one that is screaming at me. So we're gonna go into this shade next. So the first one we used was this one. Now we're gonna go right next to it and take this one, and we're just gonna do the same thing, the exact same thing with the same brush. And I'm just going to once again start off on the outer part of my eye and slowly bringing it into the inner part of my eye, but I'm really going to focus most of the color here and slowly buff it out inwards. So we want to keep the intensity, like this video for the amount of times I say intensity, but we're going to keep the intensity at the outer part of our eye, and we're going to keep the inner part very subtle so that it's not blown up. It just looks nice and soft the closer we go into the front of our eyes. I hope that makes sense. But we want to keep the outer part dark, long story short, and the inner part light. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. And with this, you want to go ahead and take your time and blend it out, because these shadows are very pigmented. So literally a little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. So yeah, take your time when blending this out. There is no rush. And if you need to, go back in with another fluffy brush, the same one, and just use that to soften everything out along the way, just so that you can determine if you've put too much colour, if you need to take away any colour, or if you feel like there's any parts that aren't blended properly. This is a brush that's going to help you do that. So yeah, always keep a spare fluffy brush around to help you blend out any of the colours that look very harsh. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, going back and forth between the brush that has pigment and the brush that doesn't have any pigment, just so that I can get my desired look and the colour payoff that I want. Okay, so now that I have blended out this beautiful red colour, it is now time for us to go back into the palette and pick the next colour that we want to use. So for the colour that I want to use today, I am feeling, I'm going to go into this burgundy shade right here. So the one just, this is the colour we just used. We're going to go right beneath it, and we're going to take this colour, and I'm just going to place that on the outer parts of my eye, again using the same brush. This time I'm only going to dip it into the colour once, because I really don't want a lot of this. I just want to smoke it out a little bit more. I don't know, like I just love smoky type of eyes. I really don't know why, but I just love it. But I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing, but I'm also going to concentrate this colour on the outer part of my eye. I'm not really going to bring it in like we did the last two colours. I'm just keeping it on the outer part of my eye here, and I'm just going to blend that in. So I'm literally dipping it into the palette once, packing my brush or tapping my brush into my eye socket, and then I'm just very lightly buffing it outwards, and we're keeping a majority of the colour on the outer part of our eyes, keeping the inner part of the eyes nice and bright. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So again, I'm going to dip it in the palette, I'm going to pat my brush into the outer part of my eyes as you see me doing here, and then I'm just going to very carefully and very lightly blend these colours into my inner eyelid. I do want to say the best thing to do if you're ever like worried about blending is to hold the brush far away. I don't ever blend with my finger here, because you're putting too much pressure on the brush and your hands end up doing all the work. The bristles don't do the work. So in order to get the brush to actually move, I like to hold it far away, and I just use my wrist as opposed to my hands, and that allows the brush, the bristles, to do the work for me, as opposed to me, you know, trying to blend it up really quickly and really close and precise. So yeah, that's a little tip if any of you are struggling to blend. Hold the brush far away so that you can allow the bristles to do what it's supposed to do, as opposed to you trying to, you know, make it work basically. I did not plan for it to look like this. I never plan my looks in advance, ever. I just go with the flow and see where my heart takes me, and this is where we are, and we are gonna make it work. So let's carry on going. Now, I know I said we was going for something bright and pink. This is clearly not bright and pink. We're just going with the flow here, so we're going to carry on. I am now going to dip my brush into these two shades. So this one here and this one here. So this one and this one. And I'm just going to mix the two and put this on my eyelid and see what we get. Because I don't know about y'all, but this look is coming across very coppery, very fiery, and I love it. I freaking love it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually love it. So we're just gonna carry on with the moment that we've got going on here, because there's no going back. There's no going back, so we just have to work with it. Ooh, I actually like how this is coming out. I actually like this. I'm gonna go in with my second color now, which is more of a pink. Start just in the middle. Can add a bit of dimension here. I think what I'm gonna do as well is I'm gonna add a bit of this gold shade here. It's like a coppery champagne type of color. I'm gonna add that in the middle of my eyes as well, on top of everything else we just applied. And I'm also going to place a little bit of that in my inner corners as well, just to add a bit of spark to the eye without doing the absolute most. So yeah, we want this eye to shimmer and to jingle from every part of the face. So that is why I'm essentially layering up these shimmery colors to allow me to do that. So I'm just gonna, you know, place this gold color right on top, and it's just creating this really pretty champagne, you know, bottle red champagne type of moment. Ah, I am living for this. I love it, I love it, I love it. So now that we've done the eyes, this is what it is looking like right now. We're going to take a break, come back to the skin, and then move back to the eyes at the end. So what I'm going to use for my foundation today, I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation in the shade 310. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this. I'm going to put half a pump on each side of my face. And I'm going to slowly build up the coverage if need be. And I'm just going to apply this to my face using my MORPHE M446 brush. All brushes and all products will be linked down below. So if you are a bit skeptical about what I'm using, just check the description box again and everything will be listed there. Next I'm going to go in with the shade Cookie from Too Faced Born This Way Cosmetics. You guys already know the drill. And I'm just going to place a little bit of this under my eyes to correct the colour before we move on to highlighting. To highlight on top of this, I'm now going to go in and take the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Warm Beige. And I'm just going to use this to highlight and brighten my under eyes as well. To contour my face, I'm going to take my Sleek Contour Kit in the shade Dark 097, and you guys already know the drill, but I'm going to take these two shades right here. I've already hit pan, as you guys can see, but I'm going to take those two shades on a Real Techniques foundation brush, and I'm just going to apply this to my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead and under my nose, just so that I can sculpt it and bring those areas forward. So now that I've applied all my cream products to my face, I'm going to go in with my MORPHE Continuous Setting Mist, and I'm just going to spritz my face so that I can set this before we powder it. I'm going to use this to blend out my under eyes to get rid of any creasing that may have formed while I allowed the concealer to set in my fine lines. Okay, so to set my under eyes, you guys already know I'm going to take the MAC Prep and Prime Transparent Finishing Powder. I'm just going to use this to set my under eyes. It just does an amazing job at setting my under eyes. I stay matte for a very long time as well. I feel it soaking in the product under my eyes. Like I can literally feel it and I can see it soaking it all in. So I just love this powder. Okay, so my under eyes have been set. It is now time for me to bronze up my skin, and to do this I'm going to take my dark Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC, and I'm just going to apply this to my cheekbones, my forehead and a little bit on my nose. I'm now going to go ahead and take my Revolution Pro Fix Perfecting CC powder, which looks like this, and I'm going to use this as my blush as always, and I'm going to apply this in the exact same way that I applied the bronzer. I'm going to go back in with my MORPHE Continuous Setting Mist, and I'm just going to spray this on my face to set all the powders in place. Okay, so now that our face is set, I'm going to go back into the eyes. I kind of want to make it a little bit more dramatic, just a tad, I'm not gonna lie to you, okay, because I do feel like I want a bit more darkness, a bit more smokiness. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This might be a mistake, this might not be a mistake, but we're gonna take a risk. We are gonna take a risk. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, this kind of burgundy brown shade. It is a deep brown, like a true brown with hints of red. And I'm going to go ahead and use this to just darken up the crease a little bit. So I'm just going to take my brush, I'm just going to pat the colour into my crease as you see me doing here. Just slowly darkening it up, and then I'm going to lightly blend it inwards just like so, because I do want to add a little bit more intensity, which is a word that I've been using for like every video now. But I do want to add a bit more, I'm not going to lie to you, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. And I'm just going to carefully blow it up into my crease and slightly above my crease just to darken everything. And we're going to very lightly bring it inwards over here. And immediately this just looks so much darker than this side, and I'm loving it way more. Like that, so we're really blowing it up. Oh, I love it so much more, so much more. If you don't like it, that's fine, but I love it. I'm going to take that same brush, and whatever's left on my brush, I'm just going to run it underneath my eyes to add a bit of smokiness there. Just like so. Oh, I'm loving how this is looking. I'm going to take a little bit of this colour and just run it down my nose. This is red, so it's probably not the best colour to use, but we're here, so we might as well do it, because why not? I'm going to go back into that gold shade that I was talking to you guys about before, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to reapply that to the inner part of my eyes, because I did kind of lose it when I was blending my concealer. So I'm just going to go ahead and reapply that real quick. So to highlight my skin, I'm going to take the Revolution Skin Kiss Golden Kiss highlighter, which just looks like this, really blinding, very pretty, very pretty. And I'm just going to put this on the highest points of my face. These are the lashes I'm going to use in this video. I'm going to go ahead and apply this off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've just applied the lashes to my eyes. This is what the look is starting to look like once it's all starting to come together. I'm just going to go ahead and apply some mascara. This is the NYX Worth the Hype mascara, and there we have it. This is what the look looks like once everything has come together. All we need to do now is apply a lip. I'm trying to decide on what type of lip I want to do with this. I low-key want to do like a bold lip as well, just to kind of play with the colours that we got going on in the eyes, but I'm not sure. Okay, so for my lipstick of choice, now I don't know if this is going to work, so we're going to see. But I'm going to take the Maybelline New York Superstay Matte ink in the shade Fighter number 75. And there you have it, you guys. This is the lip colour that I ended up choosing. To create this lip, I had to do a combination of colours because I don't actually own a lip like this, but I'm so happy that I paired this with a dark lip. I just feel like it complements it so well. It just looks so put together and it just matches the vibe that we have going on. For my lips, what I used to achieve this colour was the Maybelline New York Superstay Matte Ink liquid lip. It's a liquid lip in the shade 75 Fighter. It just looks like this. And then I also went on top of it with a darker shade. This is the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick. This is a liquid lip in the shade number 12 Vintage / Retro, and it looks like this. So these two colours together gave me this lip that you see right here, and I'm absolutely obsessed with how it looks, how it's turned out, and I just love this look. This look is definitely something you can wear on a date night. It's something that you can wear on any occasion. It is winter kind of transitioning into spring, so you know, you kind of get a bit of both, you know what I'm saying? Even though I said this look was going to be really bright and really airy, it clearly didn't turn out like this. It just didn't. But I'm kind of happy it didn't. I don't ever plan my looks. I just go with the flow and see where it takes me, and I'm so stoked that I was able to create this. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe, and click that bell so every time I upload a video you guys will be notified. If you want to see more makeup looks like this and more transformation videos, then give this video a big thumbs up as well so I can continue to do that. I love you all so much. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.